You are smooth.
Just doing my duty.
This movie was honestly a mistake. I mean, it had a lot of mistakes. That's what I meant to say. Make sure to leave a like and don't forget to subscribe to Spacebound for more top 10 videos every day. Turn on notifications so you never miss a video. Leave a friendly comment and I'll make sure to reply to every single one of you. Hi and welcome to another Spacebound video, where today we'll be looking at 10 editing fails you probably missed in the EMOJI movie.
Loser Lounge, where the emojis who never get used hang out.
Number 10. Giant Broom. The Loser's Lounge. You know, it's the place where all the uncommonly used emojis hang out, and apparently high five is pretty popular down there, though I can't seem to grasp why the eggplant emoji would be hanging with them. You'll get that in a couple of years. It honestly looks like a cool place to hang out though. I mean, they've got poker, pizza, and even a game of Pong going on, but a giant broom too? I don't know, let me explain. So in the first show when High Five and Gene first enter the room, we can see a close-up of the broomstick, well, the opposite side of the Loser's Lounge. But when we pan over to Gene and High Five's perspective, the broom not only moved instantly across the room, but is now much smaller? Well, at least the room stays pretty clean, so you can't complain too much. Number 9. The Devil's Shadow.
Pretty.
Devil, poop, thumbs up, they just show up and they're good to go. But for
This next mistake is basically just for several frames, but shows the laziness of the animators while making this movie. Guess they didn't have much confidence in it either. Anyways, so as Gene is introducing us to the world of emojis in Textopolis, we get to see the good amount of them, and we learned a lot about their roles and what their roles actually are. But we get a little surprise from our friend, the devil emoji, as he pops out of the sewer, or metaphorically, hell, as viewers would like to believe. It's only for a couple of frames, but just as he lands on the sidewalk from a sewer, he has no visible shadow at first, which obviously is weird since this is a three-dimensional form of... I don't know, it's weird. Then again, right before he decides to ruin the poop emoji's already crappy day, see what I did there? The devil emoji jumps one more time and we can see again that he has no shadow. And it's not like it moved up the sidewalk or anything, it just literally vanishes and we see him poke at the poop emoji and it's... I don't get it, it's weird, animators are crazy. Number 8. Fly High Five. Candy Crush was undoubtedly one of, if not the most popular mobile games ever created. Why though? Well, for one, the way you play it is unbelievably simple and contains hundreds of levels for hours of fun. As many times as you play it, just really doesn't get old. People also love candy, so that's an obvious no-brainer. So why wouldn't Sony use this movie as an opportunity for useless product for a creative way to add more fun to this movie?
what if it doesn't think I'm a special candy?
Oh, I'm not too worried about it.
Anyways, before the scene, Jailbreak used the Candy Crush app as a means of getting High Five and Gene to their destination, the firewall, in a shorter amount of time. Unfortunately, things didn't go as planned when Gene got mixed up with the game's code and is now stuck in Candy Crush. The good thing though is that the game thought Gene was a special candy, transporting him into the batch with other candies. Now where the mistake in this really happens in this scene is that we clearly see High Five behind Jailbreak throughout this entire thing, but then in an instance we see him in the batch of candy trying to eat Gene. Yeah, I don't think that's entirely too practical, because how does that happen? You had to go through the same process that he did? I don't know. Again, it's a mistake. Number 7. Monkey Business.
Simians? Those are some sharp attachés.
Yes, well, we have business to attend to.
Like most people, the monkey emojis seem to enjoy living a professional life while also having tons of fun. That's pretty obvious, which might explain their level of popularity amongst a ton of people all age groups. And in the Emoji Movie, we're introduced to the three of them when Gene is walking about and stops to compliment their looks and how nicely dressed they are. But they clearly have some business to attend to.
What kind of business?
Monkey business.
Some monkey business. Yeah, the setup of this joke was just terrible. Anyways, moving on. But the monkeys seem to have really enjoyed that joke considering how ballistic they went afterwards. But here's the mistake with this scene. Speaking from a logical standpoint here, there's no way this could actually even happen. We know monkeys of course have long arms and are reasonably strong, but there's no way one could jump while standing on a briefcase. Not even I could do that, believe me. It's weird, but I tried. Number 6. Binary Code. The binary code, which is also referred to as the matrix code, is a way to represent text, computer instructions, or other sorts of data in a matter of zeros and ones programmed into a certain format. To give an example, the binary code for just the letter A would be 01000001. Believe me, as you can tell, maybe, it's a very complex language which I don't want to delve into now. Anyways, at this point in the Emoji Movie, we've already been introduced to Jailbreak, who is also showing the film's heroes, Gene and High Five, in a shortcut to their destination of the phone's firewall in order to save everyone. But in this shortcut, we're introduced to the hundreds of strands of binary code. What does that all mean? Well, that's the mistake. Literally means nothing. I guess the film's programmers and animators thought no one really cared to notice the fail of a mistake in their movie, but they thought wrong because I have no life. No, I'm just kidding. Really, I don't understand much of it, but obviously there's a ton of different sources that have said otherwise. It wouldn't be difficult to just copy and paste a few lines of coding off Google, would it? Number 5. Lighting. Now we have a second mistake from the Loser's Lounge scene, but this time it's about how the room is getting its source of lighting. So we've all had our fair share of moments in a dark room. You know, either the power went out, light bulb burnt out, someone flipped off the switch, whatever it be. The point is that the same could be said for the emojis in the Loser's Lounge, but the lights are on in this scene, right? Well, that's where this mistake comes in. We're given a pretty good showing of the Loser's Lounge, however we don't see any light switches on the walls aside from that abnormally large one besides the entrance, but universally any light switch flipped down would indicate that the lights are off. Unless there's a second switch in the room, but sadly it doesn't appear that one is here. So that would evidently mean there's only one source of light to be switched on and off, and it's currently switched off, but it's on. Again, I don't get it. Number 4. Layering. Layering, to make it simple, is a method used in animation when placing people or objects in front of or behind differing people or objects. You can easily notice it when the character's many text message boxes keep popping up in front of another in this scene. And sometimes scenes like this are improvised, meaning that layers will be added in at the last minute to give it more detail and to make it look more appealing to viewers. I guess this one they might have added too much and lost track of this mistake to happen, but you know what, I'll give it to the animators. I mean, it's pretty minor, but still, it's a noticeable mistake. As we get a glimpse into the real world in the Emoji Movie, we see the students as they're texting. We can clearly see that they're text boxes as they're moving around, but notice this one kid in the background with his alien emoji. In the last couple of frames, again, it's minor, I know, but in this scene you'll notice how the layers overlap one another and parts of the alien's head goes through his face. It's weird, but again, layering. It's just what it is. Number 3. Transitioning.
Was Tina,
Access denied.
Karen, Sarah.
You'll often see editors include effects when transitioning to another scene to make it flow just a little bit better and feel more natural. If you're a seasonal editor, you probably might have noticed this mistake anyways and felt that it was smooth, but other times you might notice something off a little bit with the scene. The same could be said for Emoji Movie viewers in this scene because it did not exactly run too smoothly, and again, you editors out there probably caught this almost immediately. While High Five is giving random answers to Jailbreak about Alex, their human security question, we could hear them say names like Tina and Karen, and I guess the time when High Five was feeling uncertain about the name Lupita, the animators for this scene were feeling the same way. What I mean is that behind High Five we can see bits of fire pixels smoothly transitioning across the screen for the first few minutes. They begin to skip a few frames, meaning that the animators would instead copy and paste these pixels, making several layers of them and placing them in separate spots. A little bit lazy, but again, you know, I can completely sympathize with that sometimes. Number 2. Dust.
Just won the lottery.
Hooray! I'm a billionaire!
Only the crying emoji could cry about winning the lottery, but aside from the crying emoji receiving bad news outside of the 24-hour store in Textopolis, we can also see the other emojis like money eyes, the burrito and hot dog emoji, which is kind of making me a little bit hungry right now, the laughing emoji, and, well, plenty of others. So it's a normal scene, right? Well, you would think so. But if you also notice the sweeper emoji in the shop, you can also tell, of course, that he's dusting off a small cloud of dirt on the floor. However, as we pan more and more to the left, we can see the clouds of dust are nowhere to be seen anymore. So either he's really good at doing his job, or the animators thought they could be lazy again and not really include another small detail for several more frames. So I think the last part is probably the case. Number 1. When sparks fly. And finally comes a mistake from the scene in the popular Emoji Lounge, I guess you could say, but this time focus on the rocket. As it first appears in the scene, we can tell it has a flame, then suddenly goes wild as it's looking to party. And it's going pretty wild, you know, having fun and flying around and stuff, but it's pretty clear that the rocket emoji could light up at any party. And not just because he has flames and sparks coming out of him, but with the flames and sparks coming out, things could get pretty dangerous, so it's surprising to see that the crying emoji up on the second floor didn't get any burns because of how close he flew by. Although maybe we just couldn't tell because he's crying all the time, but still a little bit interesting. And with that being said and done, that concludes 10 editing fails you missed in the Emoji Movie. If you've enjoyed the video, make sure to leave a like, comment, and subscribe for better content to come in the future. On screen now is going to be various annotations to other videos that I've made, so if you've enjoyed this one, check those out, you'll probably like them too. But before you do that, check the description down below. At the very bottom is going to be a link to a good foundation for a good cause. But besides that, have all of yourselves a great day.